You have heard him and seen him in performances in over 140 films. He's met and influenced many world leaders, and now he's about to tell you how to unite the America he loves.
That job's filled.
Unique. Brilliant. And unpredictable. Robert Davi is a Renaissance man who writes, directs, sings, and does it all with excellence.
Yes, okay, we're all very impressed, but let's get on with it now.
Robert Davi believes he should use his voice to both repay and help unite America, the America that made his dreams come true.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Robert Davi Show.
Good day, my dear friends. For those of you that are regulars of the show, you know I've been traveling and been directing and been moving. I'm in currently a different state. I finally left California for a different state, and that's where I am right now. It's a little windy here. I think I brought wind with me. Yesterday there was no wind, and the reason why there is a little bit of wind, and you may hear some of that, but bear with it, is because I have workers in the house. The moving experience has been a bit of a nightmare. And for those of you that are planning moves, let me fill you in on, besides the nightmare we're seeing in our country, between Russia, China, Ukraine, the disrespect for law and order, the inner cities being collapsing, and all the whatnot that's happening across the world. The moving experience is quite exhausting and extraordinary. First off, I was unable to stay at the, when you're moving distance and you can't be there, it's things are promised and then they're not fulfilled. And then when you get to the house, you realize that things are not fulfilled and you've been bamboozled or lied to or manipulated. There's a big truck coming up. You may be hearing that in the background. That's because I'm in the lanai outside, because inside they're doing work. And we have no furniture yet. The moving company, if I told you the nightmare I had with moving companies, you wouldn't believe it. I hired one company, and they came on a Saturday afternoon with a truck they didn't promise, and that would have been a big mistake. And then another company couldn't move me till February, and they wanted to put everything in storage, and that was a huge expense. And I finally found a small mom and pop company that is getting us here slowly but surely. They ran into some issues. And it happens. It happens to the biggest companies or the smallest companies. But we are currently here with some of our stuff. Nothing's put up. Another delivery is coming today. We've been sleeping on air mattresses that have been donated, and some we bought at Walmart and other places. It's quite an experience. And I could see how the general populace, because I've lived at a place for 25 years that was pristine, and I just made a phone call and things were fixed or updated and necessary. Here, when you're moving across the state and you're just getting here, there is so much you have to do, not across the strait, but across the country, from the West Coast to the East Coast. And there is a difference in mentality. There's a difference in mentality, difference in prices. If people want to know the moving dilemma and all the pitfalls of moving, I can understand why the everyman doesn't pay attention to politics, because you're buried in the day-to-day existence of what needs to be done, working, surviving, your families. And I haven't had to do that because I've been set up in Los Angeles for 44 years, the house I was at 25 years. And now this move at this stage of my life is an absolute crippling kind of experience. And then you have, I've directed a film, My Son Hunter, and I've been editing that. That's primary. And then I have, of course, the radio show, and that's we're building on, and podcast and the whatnot, and that tends to be when you have so much to do. It's almost like your currency. People talk a lot about currency, about Bitcoin and the rest of it. And I got a little Bitcoin stuff, and I've got some gold, and I've got some other precious metals, and I've got some stocky stuff, not much, but a little bit toyed with. And the only consistency I continue to get is with gold, interestingly. That seems to be the only solid investment that protects you, as the rest of them fluctuate drastically. And that's a frightening thought. I know many people are in the market and it's going up and down and all around, but again, I think the gold market is something that continues to stay steady and continues to rise, and it will protect you. But more on that at another time, another day. Right now, I'm just watching. I'm in a beautiful community, by the way. I didn't realize there were this many trucks coming around at this particular hour. There's a time difference. You on the West Coast are 3 hours earlier. And I guess it makes a big difference. Mike, are you there? And how's the sound? All right, Mike, how are you doing there?
Doing very well, Robert. Glad to have you back.
Glad to have me back. It's been a bit wild, and again, the moving experience. If those of you want to get more into it, we should have some people call in, and I'll give them a whole. Like, in other words, let's for instance, a guy comes and gives you a bid on something. I got a guy that came to the house, and now in LA, I have the same size property, and you pay about $150 a month for the guy to do the landscaping. So there was a guy that came here, and because it's a community, he says $1,000 a month and $5,000 for the first go around. And luckily, the community I'm in, the people protect each other, and they say, wait a second, that's crazy. And, who can afford that anyway? I mean, it's insane. So finally, I have a great guy that's doing it for like the same price as in LA. But there's a lot of cowboys out here in Florida. A lot of different kind of, I think because there's such an influx of people coming to Florida from different areas, that they are getting, people are putting up shingles saying they're a real estate agent or they're an electrician. And they really don't have the bona fides to do that. So you've got to be cautious. There should be an organization, actually, and Florida doesn't have that. It has a lot of wonderful things, Florida. But in terms of moving and buying a house, there are certain protections in California that are in place that are different than out here that I'm finding. And also when people give you their word on something, it's, for instance, on storm shutters. Get a load of this one. Storm shutters, you press a button and they come down. Well, they said, all right, the shutters aren't working, and okay, they're supposed to fix them. They're supposed to make things workable before you move in. And I get here and I work, and there are no, the guts are there, but the storm shutters are missing, the actual thing that comes down. And you mean to tell me an inspector or the people didn't know this, and the real estate agent didn't know this? And, it's like, well, that wasn't on the list. What do you mean on the list? So there's a lot of pitfalls. And again, I hadn't, when I bought my house in California, the houses I bought in California, there are laws, there are different kind of laws, I believe, that are not as stringent in Florida. What? Did somebody say something? Oh, who's that? Swade. How are you, Swade? What are you up to?
I'm doing well. How you been, Robert?
All right. I met you, right, Swade?
Yes, sir. I set in, I believe, on the last day you were in here.
Okay, yeah, you were there with Nick, right? My son.
Yes, sir. I learned a ton from the kid.
He's a good little monkey, isn't he?
One hell of a monkey.
He's a little monkey. One hell of a monkey. But anyway, I'm telling you, Swade, this moving thing is crazy. And it's again, as Rome is burning, you know, I found out that Facebook lost $200 billion or something, wiped out, and Zuckerberg blames TikTok. And another Zucker got fired from CNN finally. Jeff Zucker got fired from CNN. So that was a nice little surprise yesterday. Or fired. He resigned. When they say resign, I think that what they mean is that he was told that he doesn't want the embarrassment of being fired. So they let him resign, and I don't know what that does for a severance package or whatever that is, but Jeff Zucker of CNN resigned because of the Cuomo connection. He was obviously dating someone that Mario Cuomo was, not Mario, who's the brother? Andrew Cuomo. So when we get back, let's talk a little politics. My take on Ukraine and Russia and this Democratic Party that is ripping America apart. This is Robert Davi back on the air. Great
I'm Iceman, 91 years young. I created Balance 7 20 years ago. I don't believe God intended for us to be old and sick. For 10 years, I studied pH and how important it is to the immune system. No doctor or hospital can do what Balance 7 can do for you. Balance 7 is the key to unlocking a healthy immune system. In 3 days' time, you'll feel more energy, less joint discomfort, and clarity of thinking. Bring your body back to balance. Order now and receive free shipping and a free bottle of My Smooth Skin.
Get your body back in pH balance with Balance7.com. Balance 7 unlocks the immune system. Your body will respond in a wondrous way. Your energy level will go up, joint discomfort will be reduced, and heartburn no longer a problem. We have a 100% money-back guarantee. You have everything to gain. If you're sick and you don't want to be, Balance 7 is the answer. If you're healthy and want to stay healthy, Balance 7 is the answer. Go to Balance7.com. That's Balance7.com. Use the code word BALANCE and get free shipping. Balance7.com. That's Balance7.com.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Robert Davi.
You know, I'm the one delivering the message, not receiving it.
get back more into this Zucker thing, going a little deeper into it. So obviously, Jeff Zucker, who I met one time, kind of an arrogant guy, he reminded me a little bit of, and this is no reflection on Kermit the Frog, but he looked a little bit, or on Jeff Zucker, he looked a little bit like, like a humanoid Kermit the Frog, from what I remember. I've got to look up a picture of Kermit. Yeah, a little bit like Kermit the Frog. There was some kind of Kermit the Frog vibe on him. But anyway, especially from the side view. So what happened was, when Chris Cuomo got fired from CNN, and this goes to show you how, how insidious is life, the litigiousness of it all. Litigiousness. Chris Cuomo threatened to sue, or even worse, threatened to expose the relationship that Jeff Zucker was having with a colleague from CNN. And he said through his lawyer that he was going to spill the beans and basically, create all this havoc. And this is what happened with Jeff Zucker. So Zucker said, we don't negotiate with terrorists, Wall Street Journal story. And he then stepped down, resigned. So the impropriety is very dangerous, isn't it? The incest. And if you think this happens just on CNN, my dear friends, this happens throughout politics, throughout business. This is the lay of the land. This is what's happening. So when you see these crazy things, why people aren't investigated like Hillary Clinton for Russian collusion and for the rest of it all, you know that people have things on people so deep that it's going to explode the whole 9 yards. So deals are made, and sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. And we don't have transparency. We have corruption. And this should tell you something. If at the highest levels of CNN, you've got the Cuomos involved in a scandal with Jeff Zucker, and they were going to hold that scandal over his head, and that's what they did, years ago in Hollywood. I don't know if it's true, but I'm talking about in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, when they had the studio players, they had the contract players. It was said that the studios would set up compromising positions for their artists. So this way, the next time they had to negotiate a contract, they had something over them. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard the hearsay of it all. And I must say that here it is, an example of this right now in CNN. And that's the biggest story. How deep does this kind of thing go in society? How deep does it go? And I think it's just the tip of the iceberg on something. But yet we'll never know, because you need people that are honest, people that are courageous, that are warriors for the truth. And anyone can be bought. I guess that's what they're saying in some way. And Chris Cuomo wanted his severance package and didn't get it. And then he wanted to take down Jeff Zucker. The scorched earth policy of most politicians, and I guess a lot of people, whether on the left or the right. I'm not going to make this about a left or right thing. It's just a human nature thing. Cain killing Abel. As we've seen in biblical, there's betrayal, the betrayal of our Lord with Judas. So that, I guess, is the struggle of man. The struggle of man's being able to be righteous, be right with himself and with society. It's not easy if you have a corrupt nature or if a compromised nature. And now we have Joe Biden, and I don't want to bite on Joe Biden. I did a film that you're all going to see soon that I think is terrific. I put in my first edit, and it's quite engaging. Proud of it. Now we're doing the mixing on it. And all the stories and innuendo you hear about, it's quite a film. It's like The Wolf of Wall Street or Blow or, it holds as a film, just in itself, in a story of a family, a father and son relationship that have dealings around the world and are very powerful politically. So I'm excited for the My Son Hunter, and great performances by Lawrence Fox, English actor who has a strong bona fides. His uncle is Ed Fox, who played the Jackal. There was a film in the 70s called Day of the Jackal, which was a very interesting film. And his dad, James Fox, and others, other relatives. James Fox worked with Passage to India with David Lean, the great David Lean, several times. And so Lawrence is a terrific actor. And we have John James, who was the character in Dynasty, who plays Joe Biden brilliantly. John gives a wonderful portrayal of Joe. And Gina Carano, who you'll see who she plays, but she kind of like brings it all together. And we have an unknown actress who I think is like watching a new arrival of a Michelle Pfeiffer or a Sharon Stone. Terribly, she's beautiful, sexy, emotional, and I'm excited to bring her, more about her when we get closer to release. So, that's My Son Hunter, and what else have we been doing? I have a TV series called Paper Empire that'll be out at some point, where they're editing now and making deals with one of the services. It has Wesley Snipes in it. Denise Richards plays my wife. We've got Kelsey Grammer, Cuba Gooding Jr., Rob Knepper, Chuck Zito, again, and all from the mind of Robert Gillings. It's a terrific piece that I'm looking forward for all of you to see. And it's a very contemporary, current story. What else can I talk about here today? There's so much that's been going on in the Supreme Court. We found, again, I've been away from all media, just so you know this, because we don't have anything here. And maybe if I'm in the car, the kids are listening to music and I may have a news station on. So I really don't know the current climate of the country, except that I know that there's continued frustration with the economy and what's happening around the nation. I don't even have the setup here to kind of give myself or you the information I would like to, but we'll get better. Tomorrow will be better as I hopefully get some more furniture into the house. And it's kind of hard. We've been eating out a lot, I got to tell you, and that's, hold on, I'm just trying to pull something up here on the internet. If you're watching, I'm typing into my computer to bring up something, and what I wanted to bring up wasn't there, so now I've got to go into this. I'm clicking something, and I haven't been getting a lot of good sleep. Not that you care, but I care. And motivation. Life, you need motivation, my dear friends. Motivation is the most important aspect you can give a man or a woman. Motivation. And if motivation isn't tangible, if motivation is just a wisp in the wind, it doesn't really...
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let BCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective BCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months. That's right. Get the bathroom of your dreams now and pay for it in 2022. Call 1-800-455-7923 for a free, no-obligation price quote. That's 1-800-455-7923. When you want quality bathroom products at a great price, it's got to be BCI Bath & Shower. That's 1-800-455-7923.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Have you heard about Vine to Bar chocolate? It's the Winemakers Chocolate, the world's first chocolate made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay marc contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavanols, and has a natural sweetness that flavors the luscious dark chocolate. Mouth-watering, flavorful, delectable dark chocolate goodness with Chardonnay sweetness and beneficial nutrients. And it's alcohol-free, too. It's Vine to Bar chocolate. Order some today at vinetobar.com. That's VINETOBAR.com. Cold shipped to your door, it's Vine to Bar. Vine to Bar chocolate. Visit us at vinetobar.com.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her, me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So, my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. 800-605-1683. That's 800-605-1683.
The Robert Davi Show.
I'm Dwayne Robinson, LAPD. I'm in charge here.
Not anymore. So, as I'm doing a little more research on the gold here, it's interesting that in New York City, in Central Park, an estimated $11.7 million gold cube, called Costello Cube, was deposited Wednesday morning in Central Park in New York City. And it was part of it's about 186 kilograms of pure 24-karat gold. And it was rolled out about 5 a.m. in the morning in New York City and surrounded, of course, by NYPD. And then brought to Cipriani's downtown as part of as an installation or as a publicity stunt for the launch of cryptocurrency. It's funny that cryptocurrency would use gold as their standard. And gold right now is priced at $1,788 per ounce. Now think about that, how much it's gone up over the last several years. I remember about a year and a half ago, I was talking to someone, or 2 years ago, about gold. And it was about $1,100. So you do the math, from $1,100 to $1,700, almost $1,800 in a year or so. And it's going to keep rising. And you think about the crypto coin and stuff, which is, I have some of it, and it seems to have gone down. Bitcoin has gone down. I remember it was at a 60 or near 60 a couple of months ago. I haven't really paid much attention to it, but let's see what it is. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency for a second. Interesting. Okay, here we go. The Bitcoin is now at $36,674, and so it's down another 2.34. Ethereum is down. Yeah, Ethereum at one time was 3,000. Now it's down to 2,600. So all of the cryptocurrencies seem to be going down. Now, whether they go up or not, who knows? Perhaps they will. And I believe a truck, I think a moving truck is here now at my house. So I've got to tell my wife, you'll have to forgive me because I'm in the backyard and we've got to have these things taken care of here. Yeah, this seems to be, I wish I could do live at an earlier point. Or let me just tell my wife, Diana, that there seems to be somebody, because we have somebody in the kitchen who's doing the grout.
Yeah, babe?
Babe, I think a truck is outside. Can you tell?
What?
Can you see if the moving truck pulled up?
Okay, I'm gonna look.
Take a look. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. You're dealing with my life live, and this is what happens. No,
this trash truck.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay, thanks, hon.
All right, babe.
All right, so it was a trash truck. All I saw was a big truck honking and trying to move somewhere, and it was the trash truck. We've been waiting for furniture so I can at least have somewhere to sit. I went to one of the stores and got this, like a bean chair, and that's what I'm sitting on because all our stuff is supposed to be coming. Some of it got here, but the price of gold. So just put that in your little pipe and smoke it. What else? The politics of America. So much seems to be happening, and so fast. Let me look at this here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, good. So I guess they're saying that Michelle Obama may run in 2024 as an emergency candidate. And that could be interesting. Huh. And then here's this Michael K. Williams. Michael K. Williams has been, I guess there's few people that are being, and he passed away because of a fentanyl overdose. And this is what's happening in our country, that the left lets this happen. And who's getting killed? The left lets this happen, and we let them let it happen. And I can't tell you how many people, I don't know what's wrong with the left. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know why they continue to bow down to the stupidity that they have. I saw a thing the other day about Sean Penn talking about the how men in America have become more effeminate. And then there was an actress that berated him for saying this, which is, and what he said was the absolute truth. Now, I wrote an article several years ago on Breitbart. You can read it. You could pick it up. America, the first transgendered nation, I said. And it had nothing to do with transgender or LGBTQ or any of that, but it has to do with the American male being castrated, being stepped on, choked. And that's what's happening. The American male is being choked. They talk about George Floyd having his knee on his back for hours. Well, that's what's happening to the American male in America. They are choking him to death, and no one seems to care. And you out there, you're letting it happen. You're letting it happen. And because where is the spine? Where is the spine? Where are people going to stand up and say enough? Where are they going to say enough? I don't see it happening. This 2022 election better ignite a spark in some way. And I'm not saying, and the girl that, I forget the actress's name, that denigrated Sean Penn, and I don't agree with everything Sean Penn says, but I wrote this article several years ago, and I knew this, and Stella Adler, who was one of the great women of theater, said it before. She said it. She said, the American male is being castrated, and it's being castrated on film and television and in theater. And that's not this, it's not, there's room for every one of us. But there's a certain overreaction that happens that crushes and chokes the American male. And they're going around, and what are they doing? Fentanyl and everything else to say, what the hell, where's the place for us? And we've got to have leadership that tells the truth, that doesn't let this happen. Do you understand? We cannot let them be bigots. All over the place, I'm seeing this happen. Everywhere you turn, there's another attack on something. All right, so that was just a little sidebar on that because it really made me upset. Because we know it's happening. And China, what does China do? China says that they want more masculinity in their films and their televisions and the whatnots. They said that. But yet we have this attack on masculinity. And I'm not saying we can't be evolved, because you hear that word, evolved. You got to be evolved and the whatnot. And it has nothing to do with that. You understand? But it's just frustrating to me that we're not sensitive to all, that we pick a certain group, a certain race, a certain color, a certain immigrant population, and the rest have to be denigrated and humiliated and minimized. And that's wrong in society. Who are the bigots out there? And then what they did, Susan Sarandon, because there was 20,000 police officers paying homage to that officer that was killed, that was murdered. They were showing solidarity. I wrote an article about that several years ago, about how we need to honor the men in blue. And it's important that we do that. You understand? It's important that we stand up. And because they showed unity, Susan Sarandon, who I met when I did a play with her ex-husband, Chris Sarandon, in New York with Terry Garr and Glenn Close, and she had a book called 7 Arrows, she told me about the American Indian, a great book. I enjoyed the book quite a bit. And but for her to denigrate the police officers, and she says, if there's so much crime, why did they stand together that day, the 20,000? Well, because it's enough already. They protect you, Susan. They protect you, Susan. What's wrong with you, Susan? What's wrong with the left in America? All the hypocrisy from Hollywood contingency. What's wrong with you? Jacqueline Avant was murdered. Susan? Back in a minute, Tom.
I'm Al Simon, 91 years young. I created Balance 7 20 years ago. I don't believe God intended for us to be old and sick. For 10 years, I studied pH and how important it is to the immune system. No doctor or hospital can do what Balance 7 can do for you. Balance 7 is the key to unlocking a healthy immune system. In 3 days' time, you'll feel more energy, less joint discomfort, and clarity of thinking. Bring your body back to balance. Order now and receive free shipping and a free bottle of My Slow Skin.
Get your body back in pH balance with Balance7.com. Balance 7 unlocks the immune system. Your body will respond in a wondrous way. Your energy level will go up, joint discomfort will be reduced, and heartburn no longer a problem. We have a 100% money-back guarantee. You have everything to gain. If you're sick and you don't want to be, Balance 7 is the answer. If you're healthy and want to stay healthy, Balance 7 is the answer. Go to Balance7.com. That's Balance7.com. Use the code word BALANCE and get free shipping. Balance7.com. That's Balance7.com. For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit kaanapaliresort.com. That's KAANAPALI resort.com.
Keep listening for a free offer from US Med. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of sticking your fingers over and over again. By simply wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of sticking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar daily and administering insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call today and learn about the latest CGM technology. We'll send you a free ebook telling you all you need to know about CGMs. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. Your new CGM may be covered by Medicare or private insurance. Call now to learn more. 800-524-9313. 800-524-9313. That's 800-524-9313.
Robert Davi.
Another $80 million write-off.
Write-off.
Cut an overhead.
The other thing we have to start thinking about is the price of oil. $90 a barrel. Think of that. $90 a barrel. Oil. So in California, when I would fill up my car or Jeep, it would be over $110, $115, $120. Or my Chrysler 300C. Modest cars, functional cars, nothing extraordinary. Well, I got to tell you, when I filled it up here, where I'm at now, it wasn't $110. It was like $48, $53. One car, I thought I was going to have to put. I have a classic Lincoln Continental, and I thought I was going to have to put like $45 worth of. In other words, it was $20. And it was filled. I mean, and on the, because I like to top the cars off. In LA, it would have been over $40, $50. I mean, the gas is a lot cheaper. Other things here are more expensive, but the gas, and I hope it stays like that. So California is a hellhole. I don't want to say the word I really want to say, but California right now, it's a hellhole. And these are scary times in Los Angeles. Smash and grab in Nordstrom. And now articles, like Los Angeles Magazine is doing an article, is crime really that bad in LA? And the stupid celebrities, you dummies like Susan Sarandon, who I respect as an actress, but you've got flippy brains, you've got flipper brains. You're like amoebas in terms of your thinking and what you do. Instead of celebrating law enforcement, you dummies, you're crucifying a city and the democratic cities across the country about this wealth inequality nonsense, which is a lot of crap, because anyone that wants to get anywhere can, and this victimization of crap has to stop. So you got stores in LA. I mean, think about it. The smash and grab that's been happening in the Grove. The Grove is like, there's more people go to the Grove than Disneyland. It's a upscale, beautiful area, a mall, outside mall. At Nordstrom's, Louis Vuitton, Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, that's not about food, is it? That's about bling, 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 bling. They want bling, bling. I need bling, bling. It's disgusting. And we let them do it. Left, right, who's ever doing it, as all races and colors are doing it. CVS was ransacked by a mob of looters. The City of City from South LA. A guy was taking out the garbage from his house. Then he was tied up along with his disabled son. And they forced to watch his home as his home was plundered in Hancock Park, where a mother pushing a baby stroller was robbed in her driveway. And another girl was stabbed to death working at a furniture store on North La Brea. Zip codes where violence was unheard of. Unheard of. And the residents are starting to sweat. And Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon sit there with their fat little faces, and they don't say anything about it. And the rest of the Hollywood elite say nothing about it. That's why I left Los Angeles after 44 years. When I went there, it was a clean, good place. Now it's a crap hole. And you people still living there, still vote him in. Eric Garcetti and the other monkeys. Just keep voting him in. Gavin Newsom. You've got DAs in LA and Chase Boudreaux. Let the communists take over, you jerks. You monkey morons, that's what you are. Hollywood monkeys. All over the place. People need an armed driver to get out at night. Bel Air Finances says I don't wear jewelry anymore. Bel Air, nice bags. It's no fun in the town anymore. Get out! Get out of LA. Let it drop dead. And then crucify all those politicians. Vote them out. We got gang violence, past 6 months, gun shops, every neighborhood. I wonder what people around me here are thinking right now. What's he yelling at? Politics. People that weren't ever getting guns are getting guns. Rising crime rates. And what does Joe Biden say and Susan Sarandon say? Why did 20,000 cops stand in unison? It was to show something, you dummies. It was to show something. Like the Joker has all of a sudden come into Gotham City. A bunch of jokers. Even Garcetti, ambassador to India. He should stay there. Get him to India, this monkey. Gascon has a revolt among his own prosecutors because he's soft on crime, the DA. And you want to know? It's disgusting, I'm telling you. And you're letting it happen in every corner of LA, not just in one isolated part. And that's what's... And I've told you guys, you morons, for years, I've talked about this and the homelessness. All right? This is what's happening, my dear friends. And you're letting it happen. You've got to rise up against this. The 2022 election has to be a crushing wave. We've got to drown everyone that's against law enforcement, left or right, everyone that's against the rule of law, of dignity of men and women. They've got to be voted out. These politicians, it's a dystopian hellscape. That's what LA has become. Cupboard crime, Los Angeles. They say, what do you call a Republican in a big city? And Villaraigosa said, a Democrat that's been mugged. All right? Here's a little story. At Christmas Eve, and the former mayor is driving around downtown LA, trying to find a cup of coffee before he heads to a nearby mission to feed the homeless. And it's been 9 years since Villaraigosa exited City Hall, leaving behind a mixed legacy. He was known during his 2 terms as LA's pop star mayor because of his love for schmoozing with Hollywood celebrities, his high-profile romantic entanglements. LA isn't the only crime wave. New York City's new mayor, Eric Adams, another joke. He spent his first 48 hours in office reiterating his campaign pledges, of bringing safety back to the streets of New York, which experienced a spike in shootings and homicides under that stork of a jerk, de Blasio, another left-wing progressive communist, Marxist. That's what he is. He stinks of it. You could smell it on him. The state's top cop, all right? The district attorney of Sacramento. I mean, it's all a breeding ground. A breeding ground. Even San Francisco. How about the San Francisco mayor, London Breed? A black progressive in the most liberal city in America. She made an abrupt about-face, pledging last February to divert $120 million that had been earmarked for law enforcement to helping the city's black communities with social workers. She changed her mind. She had an explicit expletive-laden press conference, like my little rant, on steroids. And she endorsed extraordinary police emergency intervention. That's what is needed. Do you understand, you monkeys in Hollywood? You idiots? You pathetic individuals in Hollywood. Wake up. Wake up. They shouldn't be allowed on the air. The View. How about talking about real issues, viewies? Joy Behar, supposed to be Italian. How about talking about these issues? Why do you guys put your head in the sand like storks while there's bombs going up all around you in that city? What a pathetic thing. I am so, as hard as it is to move, as difficult and as many little struggles, it's almost like I feel like, you know, Moses trying to find the promised land, and he had all these trials and tribulations. That's what it was like coming across the country between moving companies and whatnot and everything else. Besides all of that discomfort, besides me sitting here on a beanbag talking to you people, my listeners, besides that, it was worth it. All the headache. Because you know why? When I drive around, I know that I'm in a different spot. I'm in a different spot. I'm not saying there's not issues. Everywhere has its issues. But not like LA, not like the fear in LA. Let me tell you, my dear friends, and then the other big cities. At least there's a governor in this place who's caring about the people, and I think as more and more people uprise, and I don't understand the left-wing mentality. You guys are morons. I don't understand how you don't want peace and comfort. I know guys that are writers, my friends, I won't mention their names, they wrote big shows. You talk to them and it's like talking to an idiot. They're stuck on one thing. Well, what about this and what about that? They don't understand. They don't understand that you, the people that keep this country moving forward, every single one of you, your listeners, the guys that work, the guy that's doing my floor inside, and I've met so many wonderful people since I've gotten here, all workers, black, white, Hispanic, and all conservatives. They're awakened. They're not woke. They're saying, what the hell is going on with the country? And that's what I say. And that's what I'm going to bring to you in a voice. All right? I've got to wake you up. You've got to rattle your brains so 2022 becomes a red wave or a conservative wave or a dignified wave, and get the crap politicians like Piglosi out of office, and Schiff and Schumer and the hypocrites and McConnell. Anyway, God bless all of you. God bless America.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet.